we're coming to you live from the Tokyo Metropolitan Gymnasium for the TotalEnergies BWF World Championships 2022. It's day 4 of the action, and we've witnessed a fantastic match in the men's doubles conclude very recently, with Arjun and Kapil of India beating He and Low of Singapore 2-1. They're through to their first ever quarter-final. We turn our attention to the women's doubles and an exciting seeded clash between Matsumoto and Nagahara, the 6 seeds, against Du and Lee, the 13th seeds. That's what's coming up here on court 1. Just looking at the draw that they're in, and awaiting them in the quarterfinals. The winner of this match will be Lee and Shin, the silver medalists from 2021, the number 3 seeds, who have gone through their third round fairly comfortably in straight games. And obviously, potentially, Chen and Jia in the semi-finals await. They have the same half as the defending champions, the number 1 seeds. But it is right now about the match at hand. Matsumoto, Nagahara. Versus Du Yue and Lee Wenmei, who really came together after Du Yue's former partner, Lee Yunhui, announced her retirement due to health reasons in February of this year. And since then, Du and Lee have come together. Lee Wenmei, that is. And they've done pretty well, Steen. They've, reached quarterfinals of tournaments, semi-finals of tournaments in the short span that they've been together.
It's a pair that's very tricky. You don't really know exactly what you're going to get from them. They can play at a very high level, but I've also seen them lose sort of peculiar matches. There's tough competition in the Chinese women's doubles department. Still 3 pairs left in the tournament because they played each other.
Yes. Players coming on court shortly, and of course, crowd favorite Matsumoto and Nagahara, who now carry the mantle for sure after the pull out of Fukushima and Hirota to try and win gold for Japan here, alongside Matsuyama and Shida. But it is this Chinese pairing that is going to be interesting to watch, to see what they bring to this match. The last tournament was at the Singapore Open, but they reached the semi-finals and lost to Zhang and Zheng, another Chinese women's doubles pair, in 2 games. They've also reached the semi-finals of the Korea Masters. But other than that, quarterfinal outings at the German Open, the Indonesia Open, the Malaysia Open, the Malaysia Masters. So, they have a tendency to go deep into tournaments, even though they're a fairly new pairing with a decent understanding of each other. It's just that they haven't been able to break the barrier of winning a title yet. It is their first meeting, these two, Matsumoto and Nagahara, up against Du and Ye. We see the toss off the coin. Of course, Du and Yue, as a new pairing, are making their debut as a pair at the World Championships. But Du Yue is no stranger to this tournament, having won the bronze in 2019 with Lee Yunhui. They lost to Fukushima and Hirota in those semi-finals. And then she also played in 2018 and lost in the 3rd round to Chen and Jia. So she's making her 3rd appearance as a player at the tournament, Du Yue. Lee Wenmei, this is a fairly new outing. Mayu Matsumoto, 27 years of age, ranked 6th in the world. They've gone up to number 1. That was back in 2019 from Hokkaido, Japan. As I mentioned, 2-time world champions. They won it in 2018 to everyone's surprise. And then again, you know, showed that they were not they were here to stay. They were not one-hit wonders by winning it again in 2019. Wakana Nagahara, 26 years of age, also from Hokkaido. As these two make their 4th World Championships appearance, and they've medaled in the last 3. Just looking at their road to this tournament, they beat the Imsad sisters in round 2, 2017, 21-18. 41 minutes. They had a bye in the first round because they're the seeded pair. And their previous appearance at the World Championship was, of course, last year, where they settled for bronze, losing to Chen and Jia in the semi-finals in 2 games. Du Yue, 24 years of age. Current ranking is 19 from Hubei, China, with Li Wenmei. She's gone up to as high as number 5 in the world. And that was with Li Yunhui. They were quite the pair, those two. Were making waves before Li Yunhui unfortunately had health issues. Li Wenmei, younger partner, 22. And she also has broken into the top 10 with her former partner, Zheng Yu. As the players complete their warm-up, get ready to get this match underway. Just looking at their road to this tournament, they beat Liu and Xia of China, their teammates, in straight games in the second round, just under an hour. So the scoreline is slightly deceiving. Also given a bye in the first round as a seeded pair. And, this is, of course, the arena, the Tokyo Metropolitan Gymnasium that the World Championships is being held in. Paul de Kuiper of Netherlands is the umpire, and he'll be joined in the service judges chair there by Trish Gubb of New Zealand. They're the officials for the match. Well, this is going to be an interesting outing for Matsumoto Nagahara.
Both pairs could have hopes of winning this. I think Du and Li, they've actually performed up to level. They've lost. They haven't won tournaments, but they've lost to strong pairings. They haven't lost to pairs below top 8, I think. And Du Yue, an accomplished mixed doubles player as well. More on that later.
Matsumoto and Wakana Nagahara, Japan. And on my left, Du Yue and Li Menwei, China. Mayu Matsumoto to serve, to Li Menwei, love all.
So Mayu Matsumoto will serve to get this match going. Place in the quarterfinal.
That's how Matsumoto and Nagahara started out yesterday against the Amsad sisters from Thailand. Just saw a glimpse of Park Jubong on the coach's chair there, and that's because another of the Japanese pairs are playing at the moment. Iwanaga and Nakanishi is playing on the adjacent court.
Straight away. We're into the long rallies. That is typical not only of women's double but also of slower conditions.
Yeah, and that's a statement from the two strong Japanese players, the two former world champions. They're playing the slow side, playing up against the drift, but they don't care. They're just powering through.
Well, you mentioned Park Jubong on the coach's chair on the Japanese side. There's Zhang Jun on the coach's chair in the Chinese setup. So the big guns are out.
Service over. 1-2.
One of the things about Du Yue here is she was an accomplished mixed doubles player, and then now focuses on women's double. And I don't think that China has yet put together a game plan for Li and Du, Li Wenmei, that is, that utilizes her strength as a mixed doubles player. Her eye for the game on the front court, she got much more payoff from that when playing with Li and Hui, and they played, in my opinion, a more modern version of women's double. Those two here, it's a little bit the same front court, back court style. That was long.
That was the right challenge from Matsumoto Nagahara.
3-1. Play.
But what also is interesting of the Chinese women's doubles setup is we have Chen and Jia who are on another level, and then the rest trying to sort of find their way. You thought that Du Yue and Li Yunhui were kind of getting close to that?
I think they were. I think they were about to, but then they got some setbacks, and that's probably due to Li Yunhui's health issues. Ooh, challenge there. But I think actually Jiang Xuxian and Jiang Yu, who's also still in the tournament, is at the moment a good prospect. I'm not totally sold on Jiang Yu's technical side, but her physicality is intimidating for the opponents, just like Matsumoto here. Big, tall, strong player, can really put shots away in the slow playing conditions whenever they occur. And we have seen a lot of arenas with slow playing conditions since we started back in 2021 after the pandemic restart.
From Nagahara, the backcourt, she put in all the work there. Eventually forcing a wayward shot of Li Wenmei. So good start for Japan. Showing great intent at the start of this third round match. 7-2 up against China.
Yeah, I totally agree. The intent, the looks of Nagahara and Matsumoto is that this is a match that we are not taking lightly.
8-2.
You also feel that they have a point to prove. They've not really shown their, themselves since 2019. I'd say that was the last time we really got to see Matsumoto and Nagahara at their best. And then, of course, the Olympics was a big disappointment for them.
Missed 6 match points against Kim and Kong. That's been one of the trouble countries for Matsumoto and Nagahara. They haven't really done well against Korean opposition. Against everybody else, but not the Koreans.
If they're going to go to the quarterfinals, they've got Lee and Shin waiting.
Exactly. I actually just think that their head-to-heads against Lee and Shin are reasonable.
Nicely put away.
4-8.
Using the lines to her advantage there. WA at the front net. Just play mixed doubles with He Jiting, who is, of course, not in this tournament.
They're 2-7 down in head-to-head against Lee and Shin. It's a big deficit for a pair that's won the World Championship twice.
Yeah.
5-8.
Well, you saw, I think, towards the end of 2019, or the middle of 2019, where the Korean women's doubles again took a kind of resurgence. So we're taking things away from Japan, who were dominating the discipline for so long, with Kim and Kong and Lee and Shin finding their way past the Japanese.
Yeah, but Fukushima and Hirota, they had a much better record against the Koreans. So it was something with these two particularly, perhaps the solid defense that the Koreans always is displaying. But anyway, that's getting ahead of ourselves.
Yes.
But again, they power down the attack, and there's not a whole lot of women's doubles that can do it in this arena here. Later on, we're going to see Chen and Jia, and they're obviously going to be one of the other ones capable of just putting it away.
Brilliant. It has been something they've consistently done in this match so far. Both Matsumoto and Nagahara at the net, able to kill off the point. That's well wide.
On the blue carpet.
6-10.
That's well played.
7.
Good attack
10.
by the two Chinese.
Well, it's 3 in a row.
Yeah.
8-10.
They were 5-10 down.
And if they can get the angle on the attack on Matsumoto, there's a good chance of winning the attack, converting to points for Du and Lee.
That's nice.
Service over. 11-8.
Played it well, placed it well. And so Matsumoto and Nagahara are ahead by 3 points at the mid-game break.
前の相手の口のドロップで 早く低いじゃないで、もう一回、片っぽからスタート、片っぽからスタート。だからまあ、一回余裕があれば、ロングレース、一回余裕があれば、一回ちょっと長くのかけるしかない。すぐレシーバーにいて、すぐチェンジのイメージはないでも大丈夫です。とりあえず、真ん中センターでいってるので、真ん中で1、2以上は大丈夫よ。少し沈めるぐらいの、今いいよ。
Making their way back on the court to restart the first game, where Japan have taken the 3-point lead at the break. Matsumoto will serve. And down the middle that time. Looking for the space between the two shuttlers.
And as always, important coaching when you haven't played your opponents before. Now you have some experience with them. Wide. Good. He's not taking any chances, Matsumoto, just playing the shots. I think she's taken 2 that would have gone wide in this rally.
This is a long one. Just out.
Service over. 9-12.
53 shots. Longest one. We saw the second point in this game that went to 50. Since then, it's not been too long, but this one has gone longer, 53, and at the end of it, it's Japan's clearance that went long. Oh, brilliant. That's about awareness.
But there was totally missed shot from Duyue. Can't play with that height over the net when you've got to play it directly in front of you. Turnaround by Matsumoto. Duyue doesn't get the right angle on it, and then Matsumoto can make an impact.
Good attacking play from Lee Wen-mei at the net, and just pushing Nagahara back, shot by shot. Still a 4-point lead. it's her height that really helps her.
Yeah, she's the best player on court at the moment, Matsumoto. She's got good help from Nagahara, but Nagahara not as efficient on the front court as her partner.
She can not only intercept the shots, but also sort of create that angle to...
Yeah, she can score from all over the court, Matsumoto. Her weakness is below the tape.
Just a step forward and pushing the shuttle over to find that space on the court. This is a 6-point lead. Important moment in the first game. China have to make the moves now.
That was not a very good service from Matsumoto.
11-17.
Wide on the middle line.
Good rotation from Matsumoto and Nagahara in that point. And not the longest of rallies, but still they kept their wits about them, the Japanese pair.
Not a good shot from Du Yue.
It's a little bit subdued by the Chinese, you'd have to say.
Yeah, it's difficult to spot the concept, at least for me. I can't see how they want to score points, the Chinese.
Well, before the game started, you would have thought that this would be a much closer, especially the first game, when you kind of want to put your best foot forward and try and take the advantage.
And they've got extremely good length on their lifts, two Japanese girls. So in the second game, that could be a little bit more difficult for them. So maybe that could give the Chinese a better chance. On the other hand, then they will be playing up against the drift, which should hamper their chances a little bit. So it's going to be interesting to see.
8 game points for Japan. Oh, on the floor. This is fantastic from China.
Well played by Li Wenmei.
Have she found the space between the two women? Both at full stretch. So 2 game points saved. And, Japanese have put on an assured performance so far. Head coach Park Ju-bong
13-20.
guiding them along the way. And there's Chinese head coach Zhang Jun in the black t-shirt.
Was also a vice president in the International Badminton Federation and president of Chinese Badminton Association.
Nagahara again. Doing the work at the back of the court. Playing the patient game here, both pairs. Waiting for the opportunity. Brilliant stuff from Matsumoto. You did not see that coming. 66-shot rally to close out the first game. 21-13. But it is Matsumoto who has been impressive throughout that first game, who scores the winner. 22 minutes played.
ディフェンスゲームスタートしますね。ディフェンスゲームスタートしますね。だからディフェンスゲームとかもここである攻撃はいらない。とりあえずディフェンスの相手カットにね、低いじゃないで、高くからスタートでディフェンス集中して。今の前は一緒が1、2が出て1、2、カバープレイが。昨日話して1人だけで構わないで。なんとかチャンスがあれば、1、2、3が後ろで動く、1、2、3と動くと敵の方が高く上がってまだスタートする。いや絶対ね、2ゲームはあっち1ゲーム負けたから多分ちょっとドライブゲームで勝負可能性あるんですけど、こっちはドライブゲームっても強いの球で勝負じゃないで、低いだけでいって、あとやっぱパン上げたからスタートして、攻撃よりディフェンスの集中が大事だよ。
20 seconds, court 1, 20 seconds.
Some deep discussions between all 4 women as they get back on court to start the second game, but it's the Chinese who are on the back foot at the moment, having lost the first game.
Players, please come here.
13-21.
Lee, Lu, please come here. Mayu, Wakana.
The player's not listening at all to the umpire.
Be quicker back on court. Don't delay.
Yep, he's had to repeat himself a few times.
Yeah. I mean, he has the tools to back his words up.
Second game.
So he's got to get the yellow and the red cards out.
Play.
That will take care of business.
Yeah, we saw that a couple of games ago, a couple of days ago, where one of the umpires was a lot stricter and pulled out the warning for delay.
Serve is over.
It was Linda Effler, I think, who was on the receiving end of that. So the question is, Dean, what do they do here now, Du and Lee?
Yeah. So that was the short lift, and Lee Wen-mei was able to make a difference.
Nicely played. Rakan and Nagahara moving really well. Putting the shuttle away.
That's a pity. I like that move by Du Yue, and I think I see some signs that I like with the Chinese pair now, that they might play one long lift, this one, but then they're moving forward, putting pressure on the Japanese attack, and trying to play flat defense a lot to help them create some opportunities in the transition phase.
Service over, 3-2.
And they can overcover the front court a little bit on the far side of the court, because Japanese pairs get to be a little bit careful playing the back line.
Wide.
Service over, 3-all.
Tried that a couple of times before as well, Lee Wen-mei. Hasn't paid off yet. Oof.
More flat defense from Du and Lee.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. That's the start.
Service over,
It took them
4-3.
a lot of hard work, but they got the point. And if they can do it 2 or 3 more times here, then it's up to the Japanese pair to find solutions.
66 shots. That rally. It was Du and Lee who played patiently and waited for that moment where they could get on top. That one again from Du Yue on the move, going cross court.
Same pace in all the smashes so far. This time the placement was good from Nagahara.
Yeah, but Du Yue is hitting it a lot harder and a lot flatter. A little bit more aggressive with those shots. Lovely. Again, it's about finding the space. And just really alert in the front court, Nagahara. And they seem unflappable at the moment, the Japanese, even though the Chinese have changed things up a little bit in the second game.
I still think it's balancing on a knife's edge here was going to get the upper hand. Chinese pair, they've got something, they haven't perfected it yet. And if the Japanese can pull away with 3 points or so, it might be difficult for Du and Lee to have faith in what they could or should do.
Another good rally. Moving well, both pairs.
Admirable work by Wakana Nagahara.
Well worked point, that one, 79 shots. I mean, they really kind of waited for their turn there.
Stay on court.
Matsumoto, Nagahara. Takes a lot of energy. But it worked. Matsumoto coming in at the right time. Seven, 5. Four points in a row for the Japanese.
Don't miss it. Great play by Nagahara, and the former world champions have answered to the challenge by Du and Lee. And we can see Lee seeing a lot of action in the defense and the flat game.
It's good defending. Matsumoto doing really well to absorb the attack from Du Yue. For Nagahara, converted it into a winner. Six points now in a row. A little bit short from the Chinese.
And I think this is decisive.
Kind of gave away that point, really.
At least to make it a little bit more believable, the Chinese need to score 3-4 points here to keep the deficit as small as possible before the mid-game interval.
Oops.
Oh, that was welcome help from Nagahara there. Is it 7 consecutive points for the Japanese pair?
They do it. They take the lead, 11-6. They were 3-5 down in this second game and have come back strong. 16 minutes played, and it is Matsumoto and Nagahara who are up by 5 points.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
Now that was the same thing he warned them about in the previous game.
He's taking the card out.
Warning for misconduct, delay. You come here.
He's got to do it for both of them,
Warning
haven't
for
they?
misconduct,
Yes,
delay.
that's the way it has to be. So if they delay again, it's a red card. Or if they commit another offense that requires a card.
11-6.
Only way to enforce the rules.
Well, there you go. That's full attack from China, controlling the point from the start to finish. Trading blows at the moment at the restart of this second game, but I have to say the advantage is fairly and squarely with Japan at the moment.
Again, a loose serve from Nagahara.
Service over.
Remember 10-6 when she made a service error. This one was too high, in my opinion. So perhaps a little hope to cling on to.
A bit of frustration from Japan, especially Nagahara. The last 2 points, you can see she's not happy. Nicely played.
Service over.
Matsumoto
39.
Yeah,
setting things in motion with that little
good interception. They're trying, Do and Lee. They're trying their best.
on the line. That's a lovely placement. Between the two players, between the two lines. They're even winning the flat exchanges now, Christine.
Just a little bit stronger physically than their opponents.
She's looking to do something different there, Lee Wen-mei, with the return. Didn't quite work out. They've got to take their chances at this point. The game's kind of running away from them. Wide. And so Japan are up 17-9 now, 8 points. And since the interval, really.
Total dominance.
Yeah, it's been all Japan.
There was a couple of rallies where I thought that Nagahara's serve and Du and Lee were getting a better feel for what they needed to do.
6 points now. On the trot. Too late. And misjudging, thinking it was going out, and then right at the end try to play it back, knowing that it was a little too late. So 2 points away from victory are Matsumoto and Nagahara. It has been one-way traffic, hasn't it?
It has. This is a power demonstration. 13-9 in effect. They might score some extra points here where it's all decided more or less, but 13-9 is pretty much the score. 13-10, 13-11, I don't know, but that's a strong performance. They looked good yesterday against the Thailand sisters, I must say that. But the scoreline wasn't nearly as convincing as today. So definitely played themselves into the strong contenders party.
She put it back in play. Clash of rackets. And they do it on the first time of asking. Matsumoto and Nagahara take the win. 21-13, 21-9. Smiles all around for the Japanese, and of course the audience loving it. And the two-time world champions had set the alarm bells ringing to their rivals. Thumbs up performance from Matsumoto and Nagahara. And it's back to the drawing board for Du and Lee, who had glimpses of brilliance in this match, but overall it was the Japanese who were in control throughout. 47 minutes played and a straight games win for Japan's number 6 seeds. There you go. Smiles, loving it at the moment. Matsumoto and Nagahara through to the quarterfinals, where they will face Lee and Shin. Walking off to the applause of the crowd. Coming up next on court 1, it's mixed doubles action, and Malaysia's Go and Lai take on Jiquel and Deroux of France.